have released new clues in the desperate search for a missing teen.
Kiely Rodni hasn't been seen since August 6th. She attended a party at a campground and left around midnight. She texted her mom that she was heading straight home, but never arrived.
5 days since Kiely's boyfriend, Jagger Westfall, has heard from her. He says they exchanged text messages before she left for a senior farewell party at the Prosser family campground, the last place anyone so far has reported seeing her.
And so I was just like, okay, be safe. Don't do anything stupid.
He says he complained about his day and she listened.
At 10:30, she responded to what I was saying and just said, oh, I'm sorry that you're going through that. And that was the last time I heard from her.
Kiely's close friend Kate Kuno says they spent the afternoon together on Friday, just hours before she disappeared.
The day of the party, I hung out with her, we made creme brulee. She was, everything was normal. I don't think she ran away. I would have noticed if something was slightly off.
Well,
for this missing 16-year-old girl, Kiely Rodni was last seen in Truckee near a campground, and tonight the case is now being investigated as a possible abduction. ABC 10's Bridget Pujoriolo has more from Truckee.
16-year-old Kiely Rodni was last seen at this campsite near Truckee early Saturday morning, and as more time passes, concern for her safety is growing, with detectives now investigating her case as a possible abduction. Pictures of a smiling teen printed on flyers scattered throughout the town of Truckee. It's where friends last saw Kiely Rodni at a campsite where investigators say up to 300 people came to party Friday night.
I was one of the last people with Kiely, and I am just desperate to do anything that I can to bring her home.
The 16-year-old told her mom, Lindsay, she'd be home by 12:30 Saturday morning, but she never came home. Her car nowhere to be found and her phone turned off.
She's always so good about checking in and just letting me know where she is, and I haven't heard from her, and so it's just scary when you don't know when your kid is.
Detectives with the Placer County Sheriff's Office have been combing through the Prosser family campground since the teen's disappearance, with crews from Nevada County Sheriff and the FBI called in to help. This as friends and family have been holding search parties of their own.
I just want to make sure that we're doing everything that we possibly can to try and find her.
We at least feel like we're not alone, which I think is the very best thing that we could feel in such a scary situation.
The sheriff's office says because her car can't be located, it's now investigating the case as a possible abduction.
We urge anybody who is at that party Friday evening to please come forward with any information that could lead us to Kiely. We believe out of the 200 to 300 juveniles and young adults who were at that party, somebody must know something.
And her family says a $50,000 reward is being offered for that information they hope leads to her safe return.
She just graduated high school at 16 with high honors. She's so intelligent and beautiful and just such a kind and wonderful person.
Kiely is 5'7" with blonde hair and hazel eyes. And if you know anything about her disappearance, you're asked to call the Placer County Anonymous Tip Line. We have that number for you on our website, abc10.com.
It's been 14 days since Kiely Rodni went missing following a late-night party at a campground in Truckee, California.
I just want her to come back and be okay.
Her disappearance triggering a massive search, authorities scouring the surrounding area for any sign of the 16-year-old or her car, and releasing surveillance images of Kiely in the hours before her disappearance. And yet, authorities appear no closer to finding her, this week announcing they're scaling back the search.
We've had over 9,000 man-hours into searching, which is pretty astronomical. Our biggest problem is where do we go and how do we keep sustaining this?
Desperate for answers, Kiely's extended family reached out to a group of volunteer scuba diving sleuths to help.
All of the agents, sheriffs, and detectives that I've spoken with are all completely baffled.
Earlier this year, NBC exclusively profiled the group Adventures with Purpose when they helped a family find their missing mom.
It's a Kia.
Specializing in cold cases of people and their vehicles gone missing underwater, on Saturday, they'll start working with local authorities to search for Kiely.
So I'm theorizing that the bottom of this reservoir is a similar color to silver. Could it have not been seen? Absolutely. Could the car be in here? According to law enforcement, like I said, we are at her last known location. They said her cell phone stopped pinging right here at 12:33 a.m. on August 6th.
Upside down, I'm at the rear of the vehicle now, working my way around towards the driver's side. Over.
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
I'm approaching the driver's side window, trying to get a look inside. Cannot positively identify anything inside yet. I'm looking at the back now.
10-4. Take your time. Be safe.
Back,
10-4. I read you loud and clear.
There are human remains in the vehicle. Over.
10-4.
She's in the back of the vehicle. She's not in the driver's seat. It looks suspicious to me. Vehicle's upside down. One window is halfway down. One window is all the way down. Call the authorities.
More than 2 weeks after she went missing, a volunteer rescue team says they recovered the body and vehicle of 16-year-old Kiely Rodni. Rodni was last seen on Saturday, August 6th at a party in Truckee, California. Officials say between 200 and 300 teens and young adults attended the party about 30 minutes northwest of Lake Tahoe. Rodni texted her mom that she was headed home, but never arrived. Her 2013 Honda CR-V was also missing. On Sunday, the Oregon-based rescue team Adventures with Purpose announced on its Facebook page that Rodni's body was found in the overturned SUV. They say a 6-person dive team discovered the vehicle in only 14 feet of water. After that, Rodni's family and local law enforcement were notified. The Nevada County Sheriff's Office said it was aware of the update and sent officials to meet with the Adventures with Purpose divers. A press conference about...
Doug, I know that you guys put out a video recently in which you said, we think that this is suspicious. So tell me what you believe is suspicious about what you found.
I mean, let's just start at the beginning. You know, we're talking about a 16-year-old that just graduated, highly intelligent, possibly on her way to med school, disappears from a party of upwards of 400 children and ends up being found, several hundred yards away. That in itself is completely alarming, and nobody saw anything. Take into consideration the area where her vehicle was found is not a wrong turn road. We're talking about a very beautifully paved road that leads in and out of this campground that she was extremely familiar with. And where her vehicle ended up was on a very hard, sharp left turn onto a dirt road that is rough. It is extremely rough. The ruts in this road, I mean, it literally takes almost a you have to have a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get down this road. There's no mistaking it. Once you are put onto this road, you know exactly where you're at. You're on the wrong path. So the fact that the vehicle ended up where it is, completely suspicious. There's a lot of ifs in regards to where she was located within the vehicle being suspicious as well, which I find suspicious. The whole thing just doesn't add up.
Kiely's car was only found 300 yards away from the party. The main parking was at the sanctuary, but scattered about, people had parked their cars. It just seems suspicious. How did no one see anything or hear anything?
You can see in the picture I'm going to send you of the invitation that was sent out that night, the background of it is a picture of a fight from earlier this year at a party, because they're very common up here. People always bring boxing gloves to parties, and friends box each other for fun, but it's always friends. Like, there's never any ill intention in these matches.
Kiely's friend Sammy Smith posted on Twitter, which originally came from her Snapchat account, posted on September 7th, 2022, one day before Check It TV found Kiely's laptop and belongings in Prosser Lake, where her vehicle and body was found. Now, what I found really interesting was the lyrics to the song in the video, which is from the Lumineers' Life in the City. The lyrics are, "We can plan if we make it. We won't let them. They won't take it from me." So is she trying to tell us something? At the end of the song, the lyrics say, "Will you just lay down and dig your grave? Or will you rail against your dying day?" So I find these lyrics very interesting. Is she grieving the death of her friend Kiely? Or is there something else being exposed here?
At a party, especially at Sanctuary, because the road is so rough, people hate partying out there. I never saw anyone sketchy show up. I never noticed anyone sketchy while I was there. I definitely never saw Jagger there. I don't think he was there at all. When I spoke to Kiely, she was intoxicated, but she seemed happy. There was nobody there in wet clothes. They would have frozen so badly. It was raining all day that day. It was cold out. I don't know about the shrooms. I don't smoke or trip on substances, so I don't really look.
Walk by dressed in the sun.